Hey, good morning, David. This is a quick demo video for you for your 89 Sabers Fallen V3. This is something that I posted on my Facebook yesterday as two different options, selling it empty with a chassis or installed. You pick the installed version. All right, so this is what we've got. This is installed with a Proffie V3. I did go through, this was a brand new kit, so you have to kind of take off the coating so that you can weather this guy. I like to take off the coating and just do a light weathering, a light pass. I do take off the blue paint job that's on the handle. I repaint it black, but before I do that, I kind of flare out all this damage with a torch a little bit. Go back and paint it black, weather it up like it's been gripped right here, kind of weather up, you know, the damaged pieces so it looks like it's actually been ripped. This is a 2-button setup, so you got your big switch here will be your power. 180 degrees from that, you have this little brass tactile switch. That's going to be your auxiliary. And then how to get to your chassis is you just want to unscrew the handle. All right. Everything's a pretty tight fit in here, but it's meant to be that way. You can take this and beat on things if that's what you want to do. All right. We'll just take the handle and slide it off. When you're sliding it off, just kind of go back and forth. And then this is what your chassis looks like. So it does say Fallen Order over here in Arabic. It has a removable battery setup. You will need to provide the battery. So this is made for a 18650 keep power. All right. Your Proffie board, your Proffie V3 up here. It is a snap fit down into the shelf, but you can get to everything from here. This is typically how I do it. I don't lift up the board, but you can lift it up if you like. If you do, and then you get done with your programming, if you do that a couple times and you feel like it's not clipping in place as hard as it is right now, you can use a little bit of E6000 on the two sides to hold it in place. But you shouldn't have to do that on this chassis. It is a nice tight fit. Right in front of the board you have a kill switch, so we'll go over that function. You have a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker back here, and then I like to put this little accent pixel right here so I can light up the pummel. You would ask for just a basic config because you know how to program your own boards. So I just put my own sound font on here from Kyberphonic, and then I gave you my broken circuitry code for that as well. All right, and then there's a copy of the config files on the SD card. So please don't put your battery in backwards, right? We're going to go spring size our negative. I do like taking the sticker off my battery, especially for this particular setup, because everything is so tight in there. But it snaps in there nice and tight and it'll stay in. We'll come over here and we'll flip our kill switch. Turn the slide off real quick, sorry. Flip our kill switch. Now, of course, you know on the V3 you have that green light indicator on top of the board, just letting you know that you have power. All right, we'll go ahead and throw our handle back on. And we'll just screw it down. All right. A few threads on this guy, but not a big deal. The chassis retention that I use one grub screw. All right. I'll show you that here in a second when we lock this handle all the way down. These two greeblies here, this top greebly right here and this bottom greebly here, they're on with some sticky tape. That's kind of how it comes from the factory. If you were to take this bottom one off, there's 3 grub screws, but the one that is closest to the emitter, all right, that is actually your chassis retention. You shouldn't ever have to get to that, but just in case you do. All right, but when we have all that locked in, we'll hit power. Now this saber is nice and loud. And we're lighting up that pommel. So it'll do a flicker effect on and off, just to look like it's actually been broken back here. And that I gave you twist off. I put your blade plug in there just to, one, show you that it had some shine through, and two, so I wouldn't lose it. But you have the new stock Neopixel in here from KR Sabers. I'm not sure if these are even up on his site yet. This is one of 2 samples that Cal was kind enough to send over to me to let me try out. So I went ahead and I put that into your saber for you. But again, power. They're all lighting up. Auxiliary back here. We'll twist it off and put a blade in. Excuse me. I'm going to use this test blade, but of course it is set up for a full-length diameter, or a full-length 1-inch diameter Neopixel blade. All right, so. Tapping for blaster bolts, or holding it down and hitting the saber for blade lockup. Twist it off, and of course you have a soundtrack on there as well. All right, this is the Order 66. We'll turn that off and then we'll break it down. I've only got the one sound font on here, like I said, just enough to demo the saber for you and show that it's working. So we'll take our blade out. While I'm thinking about it, I'll go ahead and I'll put your blade plug back in real quick so we don't, so I don't forget it rather. All right, come over here and unscrew our handle. And of course, since you have a kill switch in here, you don't have to take the battery out every time. But I do like to just show the functionality of the kill switch so that you can see it's doing what it's supposed to do. All right, so we'll come over here and turn this on again. Flip our switch, and it kills everything. And when you're, eventually when you have to take this out, do it from the positive side by your speaker. Pop it out with your finger just like that. But that is basically your 89 Sabers Fallen V3. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll get this out in the mail to you Monday morning. Thanks, man.